Dear those and my esteemed viewers, once again I greet you all. There is this impression that the Benins or the people of Edo that migrated away from Benin during the Benin Kingdom did so because of human sacrifices that were carried out. This is not true. As a matter of fact, the reason was because a lot of these people that migrated couldn't relate with the very stern and harsh leadership that were in place by various Obas at that time. Now, notably among them is King Ewuare, Oba Ewuare. Before he became king, his name was Ogun. His younger brother was Oba Ewuare. There was this plot to usurp the position of kingship from them because they were very young when their father, who was king as at that time, transited. But this information was readily passed on to them, and they guided themselves with it. So in one of those ceremonies leading to coronation, there was an attempt to stab them. Ogun jumped off, took his brother, and they ran into the bush for safety. They were in the forest for years, apparently to hide away from those who plotted against their lives. After some time, Ogun called his younger brother to go and find out what was happening in the city of Benin. But before he left, he made him swear to an oath that he would not betray him, and he left. While Ogun was in the forest, he had encounters with different trees and mystical animals and situations. One of it was the mystical tree that was crying of its roots be eaten up by worms. With the power Ogun has acquired, he commanded the tree to fall down. He extracted these worms from the roots and commanded the tree back to its stand. And after that, the tree was so full of appreciation. And the tree was saying, "Oh, how could I reward this person that has given me this peace?" In response, Ogun said he had a request to make. And what was that request? The tree asked. He said he needed power to be able to accomplish anything he wanted. And the tree said, "It is granted." Ogun needed to test this power, and he commanded the tree to fall down and burn to ashes. And this was so. That explained why he became so powerful, why he was king, when he later became king, that he was referred to as Ewuare Ogidigan, as the title he later adopted. Now, when he sent his brother to go and spy out the kingdom, his brother got into the city and saw that there was peace in the city. An old woman saw him and said, "Are you not Prince Oba Ewuare?" He said, "Yes." "Where is your brother, Ogun?" He lied that he was dead. And so the old woman said, "We have been looking for you, for your brother to come and take over the throne. If we can't find your brother, you are equally a prince." And so he was a throne. When Ogun waited For some time, he didn't find his brother. He was afraid that his brother may have come by harm. He decided to sneak into the Benin kingdom to see for himself what may have happened, only for him to discover that his brother had been coronated as king and was having series of ceremony. He was angered and he pursued his brother. He caught up with him at the Emotan spot where Emotan statue is today, near the ring road, front of the Oba market, and have him slayed for betrayal. He was subsequently enthroned as king with the name Ewuare. That explains why his rulership was so stern, why some of his policies were so unfriendly, as it were. To expatiate the hardship or the harshness of the reign of Oba Ewuare, it is on record that when he lost one of his sons, he decreed that the fire must not be made for cooking for 7 days, and couples were forbidden from relating for 3 months. Some of the citizens could not relate with this. They saw it as too draconian. It was during this time that a lot of people migrated away from Benin Kingdom. And some even changed their language because they didn't want to be traced and forced back, because he was a warrior. So the last set to leave the Benin Kingdom are the people from Igweben. There were a series of migrants from Benin Kingdom. And that is why till today, the Igweben language, the Igweben people's language, still largely remain Benin. And their names still largely reflect the Benin names, like Osaige, Omobude, and things like that. And so, it will not be correct for anybody to say that it was because of the human sacrifice that drove those migrants away, because Ayowiese is a common proverb in Benin. Ayowiese is a say. If there needed to be sacrifice, it wouldn't be the people of the kingdom. As a matter of fact, in those days, there is what is called Ewedo, and there were categories of crimes. Just as you have today, in the present day, you have people who are condemned to death for heinous crimes. So it was in those days. People who were condemned to death as a result of the crimes committed against the state were kept there. If there was need for human sacrifices amongst these people, if that was taken care of, and not for citizens. But like I said, people have to migrate from Benin Kingdom because they couldn't relate with different kingship era. Notably amongst them, the reign of Ewuare Ogidigan, who was very tough. He got that name Ogidigan, Ewuare the Great, because of his experience. It may interest you to know that the people of Igede, for example, in Benue State, have traced back their ancestry to Owa among the Ora people. And you do also know that the Ora people are largely princes and princesses because they are direct descendants of Ozolwa. Ozolwa, before he became king in Benin, was a prince who, out of impatience, wanted to become king, but when the Benin soldiers overpowered him, he left and settled at Onwa, today known as Ora, where he raised a family, a kingdom, before he became king in Benin.